seems that I have hit the nail on the head. Maybe. Just my initial first thoughts. So I published a video to YouTube just mere hours ago.
And it's gone.
And it's been replaced with this neat little message from YouTube saying I violated their terms of service. You know, and I can't tell you what that does to my inner being. You know, to think that maybe I had caused some distress, discomfort, of some sort of offense to these people, these fine, upstanding, and decent people over at YouTube. To think that I may have in some way offended them. I just want to take the time here and offer my deepest apologies. It might keep me up at night.
Right.
So the world we're living in today, the reality is this is why I have two. I have two YouTube channels. I have two domains. Okay, you know, a website for each of them. And I normally keep the YouTube channels more updated than I do those websites, but I know that's going to have to change. I need to start uploading those videos, each and every one of them, to those websites and through a different platform or something. I know this is just insane. So here's the deal. A lot of you guys have recommended through the comments different places where we can go to upload videos so that we don't have to worry about YouTube's policies. And you know, I don't want to offend these great fine people over there. And so let's go ahead and just start going somewhere else. And that's fine. You know, at some point that's going to happen. Obviously, the majority of my audience here is at YouTube, and this is where I've built up, you know, quite a following. So you don't want to just willy-nilly just take off. But the reality is, I mean, there needs to be a good option. And right now there's just no good options. I've tried Rumble. I don't get it. It's not user-friendly at all. Rumble has just, I tried to create a channel and ended up creating two for some reason. I have no idea what's going on over there. I may go back over and try it again. But I tried Gab. It didn't really just seem to flow. And they got hacked the other day anyway. It's more of a Facebook wannabe. And then you have, you know, Library, LBRY. Again, I'm a tech-savvy kind of person. If I can't figure out your platform, you got issues. And I think the reality is with Library, they were developed by engineers. And you shouldn't have an engineer, you know. You should have a usability specialist, UX specialist, develop your site for the front end. Anyway, so I've tried a lot of these different platforms that are out there, and I just don't find any that really work for me, and I'm really looking forward to Lighthouse. Now, some of you guys have heard about Lighthouse. It was supposed to have launched in December of 2020, okay, just a few months ago, and now it's been pushed back. And the reason it was pushed back was the whole Parler thing. I'm not going to give a whole lot of information here because I don't know a whole lot, but I know a little bit. And I was really anticipating this because the internet needs something. Needs competition. We need competition because right now YouTube is really the only show in town that's viable and that's effective and easy to operate, and we need something different. There's been so much censorship on Facebook and YouTube and also Etsy, and that's one of the things that Lighthouse brings all together. It brings all the good things about Facebook, it brings all the good things about Etsy, it brings all the good things about YouTube and puts them all together. For creators or anyone who wants to use that social media platform just to share information and just to socialize. And so I'm really looking forward to this. They were supposed to launch in December, and because of the whole Parler thing, it got pushed back because they also were using Amazon's web services, and they were basically told in no uncertain terms that this is not gonna no bueno. So they said, okay, well, if that's the case, then we're going to have to delay launch and we're going to have to go somewhere else. So they didn't want to get deleted like Parler did, especially right after a launch. Because, I mean, you only have one chance. I mean, I've been in business. I've been in marketing a long time, been in advertising. You have one chance to make a first impression. And, that's why Steemit. I saw when I was big into Steemit. I was so big into Steemit. And the reason Steemit went downhill is because they had their one chance to make that first impression, and people were leaving Facebook in droves to come over to Steemit, And the person who started Steemit, I forgot what his name was now, Ned, whatever his name is, he basically ridiculed all of these conservatives flying away from Facebook and other places to come over to Steemit and making fun of them and, insulting them. And he did all these things. And I'm like, what are you doing? You could be the next Facebook. You could be the next MySpace, and he's like, oh, no, we don't want to be the next Facebook. We want to, interact and live together in harmony with all of these different media platforms. I'm like, no, this is business. If you have that kind of attitude in business, you're going to get swamped. You're going to lose. You're not going anywhere. And so, they did. And that's when I was like, okay, this platform's done. And I was right. People started leaving, and I cashed out of my Steem and put it in other crypto because it's worthless. And then they had to even hire a new CEO because he had damaged the reputation so badly that so many people were offended because of all the idiocy that was coming out of his mouth. They had to find someone new. Why am I putting this on the new tutorial channel? Well, the reason I'm doing this on the new tutorial channel is because I just got a video removed on this channel. And that's normal. I've gotten videos removed before. I've gotten lots of videos demonetized before. It just happens. But especially when you tell the truth, you're not afraid to speak freely. There's this thing called liberty, and I just have a nasty habit of it, and I need to kick it. So anyway, I'm telling all of you this because I know that nature abhors a vacuum. There's a giant demand for a free speech platform where you can disagree with anyone about anything, and as long as you're going to keep it, halfway decent of a presentation. You're not going to show nudity and all this other nonsense, or, Eminem can put up a video joking about raping Sarah Palin, but I put up a video that talks about the V word and how I disagree with the modern day consensus, the scientific experts. Now that gets flagged and kicked off, and I get a warning for a strike. We're on equal measures here. This is just insane. So, being that as it may, I'm going to look forward to a platform like Lighthouse, because I believe Lighthouse, from what I've heard and what I've seen so far of the platform, and I have seen some of the back end a little bit, it's going to be very, very good. And there's some very competent people who are putting it together. Now, we'll see. But I think it would be really nice to be able to have a place where I could go and put up content, good content, that may be a little bit different than societal norms, and not have to worry about looking over my shoulder to see if YouTube is going to hit me with the band stick. So there you go. All right, now I'm at MeWe, okay? I am at YouTube, and I think, is that it? I'm on Twitter still. I don't really post on there very much. But that's where I'm at, MeWe and YouTube, and hopefully Lighthouse when it comes out. I think we're looking at maybe 60 days or maybe a couple months. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to Lighthouse. And I know some of the folks who are involved over that. I don't know all of them. But I know that, from what I understand, the majority, at least, of the people who are really involved at the headship over there, they are believers, okay? In some way, shape, or form, they're believers. They have a foundation of faith. So that's another thing that really makes me excited about this platform that's coming out. I'm waiting for Lighthouse because, man, you can get over the target nowadays, like I just did, I think, and get so much flack. It makes you wonder, man, I must have been really onto something with that last video. All right, I'll leave it at that. Go home. Read your Bible. Thanks.